He just has no clue.
We had another reason for seeing you today. We needed to talk to you.
There we go. Now we're getting to the point.
Sensei.
This again.
That painting I saw at the exhibit. You're the one who actually painted it, right?
Yes.
That's...
True.
Yep.
Yeah.
Your
It was pretty obvious.
seriously messed up. He just thinks of his pupils as tools. That's why he doesn't give a damn whether he steals
think of
their
them as
work
parts of my
or
eye.
beats them. I'll make this clear. There's no point in hiding stuff from us.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
You couldn't go against him, could you? I'm sure we can help you out, though.
Stop it. It's just as you all say.
I have a feeling we're not going to get his favor.
Sensei's artwork.
Ooh.
Don't misunderstand me, though.
That's a little creepy.
No.
My ideas to him myself. As such, it can't be called plagiarism.
Technically, I think you're right,
Theoretically.
but
From artist's block right now.
Dude, still.
it sounds just like he's justifying it more than anything else.
Kun.
Yeah, definitely.
Then why are you sticking around?
So not exactly forthcoming about what's going on.
Aren't you the only one
Trying to
who-
convince himself that it's okay and that he's doing it willingly.
Mm-hmm.
I might be reading into it too much, though. You know, maybe
No,
maybe it's consensual.
He's definitely codified as an abuse victim.
Yeah.
What's wrong with a pupil?
Do you That's probably a weird question to ask. I'm not going to.
You can ask it.
What do you know about abuse victims?
I myself don't. I have friends who have. No one that you would know. It's not anyone in the group. But they had shitty homes, and
I'm supporting
I don't obviously have firsthand experience with it.
Right.
But
never come here again.
I don't want to say I've read a lot about it, but I, have.
But you've read a lot about it.
I've read a lot about it, and I have a friend or two who have been in situations like that and have had to, move out or run away from
Right.
it, and
And I'm going to speak for you here. That doesn't make you an expert. We acknowledge that doesn't make Matt an expert.
No,
but
but
it
the
does
way
make
that-
him at least somewhat informed.
It makes me able to recognize when someone is talking in the same way that abuse victims do, and Yusuke here is very much, rationalizing
Absolutely.
not what is being termed here art theft.
Right.
But is very clearly like a veil in front of abuse.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to guess that abuse of students is just going to be a general theme of the game, because previously it was sexual abuse.
Well, it's mostly, I think, from what I've seen of the game is very much focused on rebellion in response to a older generation that is using the younger generation. Not always abusing, but taking advantage of,
Okay.
perhaps. So sexually in the first palace, for their own gain, monetarily, and, regard-wise, reputation-wise.
This
in
one being more of a
palace.
creative angle.
Yeah, and that theme will run through the game, and rebellion against that is very much the theme of the game.
And very much the theme of the protagonists.
Definitely.
In fact, trying to, break people out of that cycle.
And I think that's super badass, honestly. In regards to... Because honestly, you don't see a lot of that in Japanese media, I don't think.
To think I'd be able
At least not that I've seen.
painting with my most
I don't know
Right.
if you've seen stuff. I certainly am not as up on anime as you are, or anime history and that kind of thing, or Japanese culture really. But I don't see
sensei soon.
very much rebellion themed stuff.
Right. It's not like it doesn't exist, but it's more of a newer thing. Recognition that, in particular, Japanese culture has that problem
It's
with...
like decades behind everyone else.
Right, and now, with globalization being a thing for like the past 50 plus years.
There's no way for them to have avoided it at this point.
Right.
And the
like,
younger generations are starting to be like, why are you making me go to a private school where my appearance is dictated, incredibly strictly, and there's all these rules? And I think I actually read an article in response to some stuff about the Citrus anime, where that is like a theme of the school that the story takes place in, that it's very rigidly conforming.
By the way, for those of you who don't know what Citrus is, Matt loves it.
I love how you're just putting words in.
I'm not putting words in your mouth. I know you.
That's fair. Okay.
Like, we scrolled
look-
past it on Crunchyroll and you were like, oh, hey, that. Like, really?
Look, I'm just saying, irregardless
Not
of
sponsored
any-
by Crunchyroll.
But please come before
Maybe. Crunchyroll.
Maybe someday.
Balls in your court.
I thought you were talking about Crunchyroll's balls, the way
No,
you phrased
no,
that. I
like
was very
tennis.
confused.
Oh my god.
Yes, I know tennis now.
Oh my
but
god.
like,
Continue through this scene. Jesus Christ.
Jesus fuck. But yeah,
I'm just saying, in regards to that show, there is an element of the story that is about how the school is so strictly conformed to like a certain standard that is set by the previous generation who runs it, right? And I saw news articles where in real life a girl was forced to dye her hair a certain shade of black because her natural hair color was too brown or something. And they
Really?
had yeah. And it's like that big a deal because to that older generation that runs everything, that conformity is very, like, it's a part of your reputation and
Yes.
honor and whatnot. And the
I
young,
wouldn't say honor, but yeah,
Well,
Japanese
and-
culture is very much society-based rather than individually based.
but the younger generation doesn't see it that way.
Right,
And
the
they
younger
had a
generation
bunch
is
of-
getting more exposure to, like, Western culture, America in particular, where we can just wear street clothes to school and it's fine.
Yeah, and like they had a bunch of interviews with people on the street, like they do on morning
People on the
shows sometimes, right? Where there's like, what do you think of this news story?
I'm gonna have to post nude if this keeps up.
Matt is distracted by the threat of nudity. Tangent over.
I'm just so amused by how angry she is about it.
Well, wouldn't you be angry if you had to pose nude for some dude?
Sure, yeah. It's just like
Oh my god, now calm down.
contain your thirst, cat.
Quintuple stutter right there.
Drop it.
You won't have to worry about that if we make Madarame confess before the Exhibit X.
Bam, we have our time limit.
Damn.
We have the deadline. It has to be before this guy thinks that I needs to pose nude.
Then, Lady On, you're fine with
Can I be there?
You're making her sound like an exhibitionist.
I'm not.
Madarame's no different from Kamoshida. That asshole's using Yusuke who doesn't have parents. You're telling me we should just ignore how he's being treated horribly like the other pupils?
No,
No.
we can't. Ignore that.
It is frustrating to leave this alone, even if Kitagawa-kun is fine with it himself. You can't leave it be.
I feel like Persona 5 has brought out some of the more unexpected tangents from us.
I
'Cause-
like Persona 5 because of that.
There was that
Personally.
time that we talked about Sexy Twister. Which
Sexy
I don't
Twister?
remember the fucking context for that.
Sexy Twister.
Yeah.
Is that like regular Twister but naked and with oil?
Probably.
Okay.
I don't remember it entirely, but I know it happened. It went on for way too long. I hope it gets us a lot of likes.
Look, you cannot talk about Sexy Twister enough, Mitch.
I know, I understand. Like,
It's
sexy
Sexy Twister.
anything is just great.
Absolutely. Sexy Rubik's Cube.
Sexy Abraham Lincoln.
I don't know about that one. That's okay.
Sexy sex. It's a lot better than the unsexy kind.
It is. Now that you mention it.
I know all about that, don't
No,
I?
you don't.
Don't fuck with me.
No one has.
You're a bitch.
You set yourself up.
I know I did, but I wasn't expecting you to just like go fully into this.
No one has gone fully into.
There's the thing about
He's so mad at me. Right
What do
now.
I say in response to that?
I don't know.
Like, do I play into it? Do I deny it? Do I like,
unless he submits a new
you know,
It's up to
like
you.
of course someone's gone fully into me.
No, they haven't.
What do you think I do with my spare time? You think I sit here on a couch playing a video game where people threaten to draw other people naked? No, I take it in the ass.
Oh my god. Probably.
Too late. I made my decision.
Show your face.
Ryuji.
This is
Ryuji.
great.
First off, it would definitely show her face.
We must deal with Madarame, no matter what. Or his exhibit ends.
Well, I'm glad we've decided to keep on off the Playboy magazine cover.
Oh, it'll be
Do we know how long it will take until that magazine is published?
I don't know.
Like, thinking deadline-wise. How long is the deadline going to be? Is it going to be another, like, 2 weeks?
Oh, also your hideout has changed places
Changing
now.
our hideout period.
Aha.
That's a plan I don't
I see. Shibuya take you building access way. Have I been there?
Yes. You met there this morning before coming here.
Can I talk?
Ah.
Some
ah.
random lady.
I mean, she looks cool.
Sure. She's got the aviators going on.
Yeah, he's got the fanny pack, bringing
Ooh,
it back.
Fanny pack.
You don't seem like the ordinary stocking fans.
That's rough. I'm
What?
gonna say the fanny pack brings it down.
It's
like
a
by
pink
sig-
fanny pack, though.
Yeah, it's even worse.
No Madarame.
I disagree because she's wearing a black shirt. Black and pink go surprisingly well together.
There's this thing with Sayuri that was supposedly.
I don't. That doesn't sound right, but I don't know enough about fashion to dispute it. So,
Yes, I win. I am the fashion.
if you want to count that as a win, you go for it. Haven't heard anything about. Oh, I missed what she was talking about. Honestly, what is she asking?
About some other painting, I believe.
Abuse. I can't write either.
Hmm.
Looks like I'm.
She a reporter?
Sorry for taking your time.
I think she is. I think she probably said that, and we missed it. Oh, never mind. She just.
Aha! Reporter was the wrong word. I'm sorry.
Well,
I am.
It's his name.
See you.
Reporter, I've usually heard associated with, like, you know, the person who is there live on television at the scene, giving you details about the thing, rather than someone who writes about the thing that happened. I believe there's a distinction there.
If you say so.
I don't know for sure because I'm an ignoramus.
Ignorami.
That would be multiple, right?
It would. It would be the plural.
Yeah, so I was saying I am an ignoramus. I mean, if you want to say we are ignorami, sure.
That does make sense. Let's go with that one.
Hello?
Oh, hey, it's Mishima. He's got some deets.
Actually,
Oh, he's probably telling me that there are more side quests available. Huh. I recognize that name.
That's the name of the guy who you confronted in the underground and who also had a picture in Madarame's vault.
Yes, indeed. Thank you for reminding me.
I need to get one of those stress balls. Actually, could you hand me that Rubik's Cube?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
I'm in one of those moods where I just need something. for my
You need
hands.
your hands to do things. Do you want to play?
No.
But you do.
Then
wanna
it's not.
play.
It's not to the spirit of the Let's Play.
I know.
if I'm the one even if I'm just advancing the text,
Right.
it's out of the spirit of the thing.
Hi, Matt's brother. You're on the show! Why don't you tell us a funny joke?
I'm kidding. I'm gonna edit this.
Damn it.
Oh, why'd you advance it? No, I can't.
Aha!
You've trapped us.
I'm trying to spice things up a bit, you know?
Spicy.
That works. Just keep talking in that voice for the rest of the recording session.
Spicy.
You can say more words than that, though, of course.
Do I have to?
Well, you just did, so thank you. Variety is the spice of life.
Someone died though.
Yeah, not hair this time.
So what? Someone committed suicide because Madarame did the shitty thing he does with plagiarism?
Yeah. Man, there's a lot of... If it is about suicide, that's more suicide than I expected for one game.
2 whole suicide. Yeah.
Well, one of them half.
one
I
of
guess.
one of them's off screen, and one of them didn't work. So, yay.
Right. Hooray,
Yay.
0 on-screen suicides.
You know, it's actually surprising to me, given the prevalence of that.
Yeah, we're
within
gonna get into that topic.
Yeah,
We
okay,
have to.
Look. Given the prevalence of it in Japanese society and how it's kind of considered this like social pandemic, it's a little weird to me that I almost never see anything addressing it portrayed in any anime or media I see out of Japan. Okay,
Right.
It's just a little weird, like they're actively ignoring it or something. It seems like something that should come up like more than it does, because I can't even think of the last time he's telling you to go to bed.
I was trying to, but the prompt left.
Left. It went on vacation.
Absolutely, just like my waking moments are now.
Oh,
Because I'm going to bed.
oh,
It's a vacation from life.
I see.
That was a little dark.
Unfortunately, when you commit suicide, there is no coming back from vacation.
It's a permanent move.
You heard about that Logan Paul bullshit, right?
No.
That happened in Japan.
Oh, is that the...
The asshole YouTuber who went
Forest
to the
thing?
suicide forest.
Yeah. Which,
And-
by the way, that's quite a name for a place.
I mean,
I know it's colloquial, but still.
yeah, it's not the actual name, but it's basically just a huge forest where you can get lost, and yeah.
Yep.
I read like a bunch of stuff after that happened. You didn't hear what happened?
I do know about it. I don't know much about it because I stay out of YouTube culture.
Okay, that's fair.
Despite the fact that we upload videos to YouTube like every other day.
Yeah. Hey, it's that guy.
Yeah.
We beat you up. Hi.
I mean, we beat up his soul for good reason.
Sure. Yeah. There's always a good reason
I mean-
for soul beating.
Like, he doesn't remember us, right? Also, did we not, like,
Apparently he does not remember us.
wear a disguise or anything?
We have disguises. That's our fallback.
But, like, if we're just showing up in person without any sort of get-up to talk to this guy who directly wants to talk with the Phantom Thieves, then, like, where's the alter ego of this?
There is none.
He's obviously gonna know that we are they.
No, he won't. Why would he? Look for someone in a Shujin uniform with a cat. Just talk to them and your problems will be solved.
That still seems very direct. Like, I'd find it hard to pass us off as the middleman.
Really? Why?
Yeah. Because
Mitch, it's the rule of...
Mishima was the middleman.
Mitch, it's the rule of the mask, okay? No matter how much you might resemble your alter ego, the mask changes everything, okay? And you are completely unrecognizable while within it. That's just the rule of how masks work.
So that's the good thing about Cyberpunk, by the way. You can become someone else in form, as well as in just, play acting.
We were watching Netflix's new show, or new for now, for us.
Altered
while I'm-
Carbon?
Altered Carbon.
Not sponsored by Netflix. We are not sponsored by anything.
Maybe.
Do you have, like, secret hookups somewhere? That you're just
collect-
withholding from me while you collect all the money?
That shit!
I'm gonna kick your ass! Give me the money, bitch. No.
If I had a single penny out of this channel, I would split it with you 50-50, I swear, okay?
You know that would add up to no money because we'd be splitting a literal penny in two.
Yes,
In twain.
and then the penny would not be useful anymore
Right.
as a form of recognized U.S. currency.
Right, so you'd just be giving up a cent for nothing.
It would be symbolic, Mitch.
You're right, symbolism
our
is very
friendship.
important. I love friendship.
Stop holding my hand.
You stretched your hand out toward me!
Harassment! Oh my god. Just, please, continue the
no.
stupid conversation with Bowl Cup McGee here.
Okay, that's... God. Yeah.
Could you ask for a worse haircut? Honestly.
I
I can't
mean-
think of a worse one. I've never seen a person it looks good on.
Pompadour. Worse haircut.
Who?
A pompadour. It's the Elvis hairstyle. You have, the big cone of hair out front.
No, I have to disagree. Elvis pulled it off.
Well, yes.
Which makes-
in like 1952 or whatever.
Which makes one whole person, which is 100% increase over the 0 that look good in a bowl cut. Okay?
Not true. There was a dude that I knew in like elementary school who had a bowl cut and it was perfectly fine.
No, it wasn't.
It's just that it wasn't like an even bowl cut,
Will-
like it
Will
sort of
Bi-
staggered as it went back.
Will Byers from Stranger Things didn't even pull it off.
I don't know
okay?
anything about Stranger Things.
Ah, that's fine, actually.
I only know a regular number of amount of strange things.
Okay. Not
Nothing
a large
stranger
number
than
of
that.
Stranger Things.
Right. I don't know any stranger things. I don't
You
know the
just know-
strangest things. I just know strange things.
Okay.
Like Junji Ito's Uzumaki.
It really just doesn't work in motion.
It doesn't.
I don't feel like there was a point in animating it.
I
Maybe-
saw very little of it,
Yeah.
but
There's an anime adaptation of Junji Ito's mangas, but he's like a horror manga artist, and he has a very distinctive, horrific style, but it just doesn't look right in
Right.
motion. Or, rather, I think it probably could look good in motion if you translated the conceptualization of the art correctly.
right, rather than trying to mimic the art style in
Itself.
an anime.
Yeah, exactly. And that to me is, I think, where that failed. Because from what I saw, it looks like they tried to translate the art style. But if someone other than Junji Ito is drawing Junji Ito things, that's just not going to work.
Right.
And he's not an animator. He's a mangaka, so...
Yeah. So certain things only work in that sense of like you're turning a page and here's the scary thing.
Yeah,
'Cause-
here's the full spread scary image that I spent 20 hours on. Or
Right.
something.
In that case, like, what actually makes a difference there is the build-up. Because the build-up is within your control. You are the one turning the pages, so you know how quickly it's doing so. When you know something scary is about to happen, because there's dialogue saying the scary thing is about to happen, you yourself have to be the one to turn the page and see the scary thing.
To me, the reason I don't do horror games, like, I'm fine with horror, like, horror movies are not my favorite. Horror, pretty much anything, is not my favorite.
Right.
But not because, for two very different reasons. Anything other than a horror game is just not scary to me. Ever, for any reason. It makes me, like, uncomfortable, and the jump scares will get me, but jump scares aren't scaring you. They're startling you.
Yeah.
That's not me being scared, okay? On the other hand, horror games are incredibly effective at scaring me. Okay? Making me actually afraid, and I hate that feeling. Okay? So, horror, anything, basically just doesn't work for me for two very different reasons.
So I love that feeling in a very certain way. Like, horror movies and games, I think, approach their subjects in a very different way, and the commonality between them that I enjoy is the setup of this freaky thing happening. Like, when something is unknown and actively, after you, That's freaky as fuck, and I love it.
My thing is, if it's a movie, I'm able to separate myself enough from it to not
Yeah.
care. Okay?
Yeah.
And a lot of movies don't do a very good job of letting your imagination, like, fill in stuff. I'm much more a fan of the scary thing that you never see, or that you never understand.
Right.
Rather than monster movies or stalker movies, because it's just like...
Do you have an example of that, like, off the top of your head?
Off the top of my head,
Maybe a little deeper into your head?
yeah, a little deeper into my head, I would have to say,
Start using descriptors, I'll try to help.
sure. Well, Eldritch horror does a lot for me,
Okay.
because often the nature of it is that something is weird and unknowable, and it is going to kill you or ruin your day or otherwise fuck up your world without even meaning to do it, just by its existence and by it doing what it normally does, right? The kind of horror that unsettles you, that makes you feel like something is wrong. Oh, the Stepford Wives.
Okay, yeah.
The Stepford Wives, where everything is a veneer of normalcy, but something is wrong, right?
Right.
But you don't know what's wrong.
Like an
Right?
uncanny valley thing, but they're acting like it's just totally natural.
That I love. I love that. I love that because I'm not actively scared, but I'm just creeped out, and it's giving me the heebie-jeebies, okay?
Yeah.
Movies and horror genre stuff in general tends not to get to me, just
Right.
because the popular versions of those things are often nothing but jump scares, monsters, da-da-da. And
Right.
if it's a passive medium like a book, I can just put it down. If it's a movie, I can turn it off, walk away,
Right.
or remind myself I'm not in it. Games work really well on me because by putting me in the position of the character who is being scared,
Right.
it works. It just works on such a visceral level because now I am the thing that's in danger.
Yeah,
You know?
I feel the same.
Now, if I get killed, it's my fault, not the stupidness of the character.
Right.
And so I need to make decisions now. It's no longer a movie, it's me. And
Right, you're not observing someone being scared. You are scared.
The scare-y, if you will.
I like that. I like that. It's just scare with two E's.
Yeah. And that's why horror games tend to really get me. Even
Yeah.
BioShock was like...
Okay,
Well,
BioShock didn't get me one bit.
the
Like, I felt a little unsettled by it, but I didn't get that into it.
I played the original BioShock. It must have been a decade ago, so I was younger when I played it. But the first couple of levels, like arriving in Rapture and the just because it doesn't feel like a post-apocalyptic thing to me, like
Right.
some other people describe it as, like, oh, this ruined city. No, to me, it's a series of rooms in which murders happened. Okay? As I was walking through it, I was just like, there's all this luggage carts around the bathysphere, and people were trying to escape, but they're not here anymore, and what happened to them? And it's dark, and there's, like, shafts of light, and and there are crazy people in here with me. It's like I'm
Right.
trapped in the insane asylum, and to me it was super scary, because,
Did you like that about it?
no. Once I got a gun, the game changed drastically. Once I got the powers and a gun,
I forgot that we named our organization.
yeah. Hell yeah.
But yeah, once you get powers and a gun, suddenly you
It-
have control.
Exactly. It completely changes the dynamic. And I think I've heard from multiple game designers who do those video essays on YouTube.
Yeah.
Usually, if they put guns in a game, mission start, you have 18 days. That's a much shorter time frame, isn't it?
I think it's longer, actually, by a few days.
Isn't it? I don't remember.
I think it was about 2 weeks last time.